Hello, we're going to look at some exercises today involving your legs, to strengthen the legs. We're going to use a chair to support, but it's only there as a support mechanism. If you don't hold on to it, it's there for just in case. Chair should be strong, should be stable on the floor. We don't want it wobbling away all over the place. Make sure it's there and it's not going to move. And all the area around is very secure. At any point during the exercises, if you feel uncomfortable, then stop, and you can choose how many of each you do. Okay? You can also miss some out. Brilliant. So the first exercise we're going to do, and we're going to incorporate in the movement, we're going to warm up as you go along. So the first exercise you're going to do is hold on to the back of the chair, get close enough so you can stand bolt upright with knees slightly bent and tummy in. And all you're going to do is have your feet just wider than hip width apart. Just wider than hip width apart. And I'm going to push those hips back and bend my knees. Now if you feel, you can just hover your hands over the chair, then do that. If you feel you can do a bigger range of movement, then do that too. So we're just going to do 5 of these in total. Two. Make sure you stand bolt upright and you're pulling your tummy muscles in nice and tight. Good. Well done. So that's the first exercise and warm-up exercise. So the next one we're going to just do a lateral or side raise with your legs. So the first one, work your quads and your hips and your knees. This one's just going to work your side of your glutes a little bit. So I'm just going to turn my chair around, but of course you can keep your chair in the same position. You don't need to move it. But just for the purposes of the video, I'm just going to have it this way, hands on, feet hip width apart, and I'm just going to keep my weight on this leg, so the leg on this side. I'm just going to take it up to the side. Make sure you're keeping your toes pointing directly forward. And again, your range of movement will be determined by you. But you're just going to do 5. Good. Now I'm going to transfer my weight to this leg, and we're just going to go up to the side there. Keep that toe pointing forward. So the chair's there to support you. I suggest with this one, you hold on to the chair and just soften the knee you're standing on. Give you some good balance. Excellent. So I'm just going to walk around the front of the chair now. And I'm just going to sit down. I'm going to keep my feet hip width apart. Make sure the chair that you're sitting on, your knees aren't very far above your hips. In fact, they should be in line, or your knees slightly lower. So I'm going to put my hands on my thighs, and then I'm going to take them up and stand up. And then I'm going to sit back down under control. And the arms are there to balance. Okay? Sit back down under control. So don't just thump back down. Pull your tummy muscles in tight and just use your hands to balance so you come down steadily. Good. So, next exercise is we're going to stand up again. And of course, you won't need to turn your chair around, but I'm going to do it for the video purposes. You'll just walk behind your chair. So, our feet again are pointing forward and they're hip width apart. I'm going to shift my weight to the furthest away foot. Okay, and I'm just going to take that leg back to there. And I'm just going to ask you now to keep the toes pointing forward and just engage those glute muscles to pull your leg directly behind you. Good, you should really feel those glutes pulling in tight and supporting the hip. Now I'm going to change over and make sure that my core muscles are nice and strong. I'm nice and proud, natural curvature of the spine. I'm going to make sure that I'm not locking the standing leg out. It's slightly bent. Good, so that's 5 on each one. Now we're going to do something called a good morning. Basically, it's bending forward and standing upright so you can work your back muscles. So the muscles down the centre of your back. So 2 ways of doing this. The stance is the same, so our feet are hip width apart, slight bend in your knees. I can put my hands up here and I can just bow down towards the chair. I could put my hands in front of me, but what I don't want to do is roll forward, but I want to just bend forward and touch the chair. So I'm going to do the first one. You can do any one in between, but make sure you're looking forward and keeping your chest proud and your tummy muscles pulled in tight. So we're just doing 5 of those. 2, and you can go as low as you feel comfortable, but don't lock those knees out. 3, 4, keep your knees slightly bent. 5. Fantastic work, well done. So the next one is a calf raise. So your hands are on the chair, so your feet again are hip width apart, and I'm just going to go up onto my toes and then come back down slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you can do these exercises on a daily basis, or even twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, then it'll really benefit strengthening those legs. So I'm back to the chair now. I'm just going to turn it round. Let's say your chair would have stayed in place all the way through this. I'll just take it back a little bit so you can see my feet. So I'm going to sit on the chair, make sure I'm comfortable, make sure it's stable. Sit up nice and proud, so the back you don't lean against unless you feel you have to. So keep this nice and strong tummy. And all I'm going to do is extend my leg out, pointing my toe towards the ceiling, trying to fix these muscles on the front of your leg, on your thigh. And we're just going to do them 5 times. So I've been kind, haven't I? Just doing 5. And remember, it's always under control. I'm going to swap legs. Keep my toe pointed up. Really feel those muscles fix in that position before you drop down. Good. So you've worked your legs a little bit there. I'm just going to straighten that first leg out, and I'm just going to reach down so it just lengthens on that hamstring there. And I'm not rolling my shoulders, so I'm just keeping my chest as proud as I can. Now I'm just going to change the other one. Just lengthen through. And again, back onto this one. Reach down as far as you can. Sit up straight. Reach down as far as you can. Sit up straight. Well done. Nice and simple. I'd encourage you to rewind this and play it again. And like I said earlier, twice a day, every day if you can, but try and at least do this 3 to 4 times a week. Well done. You should be really proud of yourselves.